Your kids weren't asleep when you were fighting. They were lying in bed, listening to every word, wondering if tonight is the night everything falls apart. And while you moved on by morning, they were still carrying it. They just never told you. So, yes. Today, we're talking about something that happens in almost every home. Parents fighting, not extreme situations, just regular arguments between two tired people trying to figure out life. But here's what nobody tells you. Even those normal fights are doing something to your child that stays with them far longer than you think. Most parents think their child is asleep or distracted in their room, not paying attention, but the truth, they're paying attention to every single thing because a child's entire sense of safety depends on their parents being okay. So the moment you start fighting, their body goes on full alert. They go still. They listen. They stop breathing too loudly. And they're trying to figure out one thing. How bad is this going to get? Is this the small kind of fight? Or the kind where someone leaves? And here's the thing. They don't have the life experience to know the difference. So every fight feels like it could be the last one. Every argument feels like something might break tonight. And nobody is checking on them because nobody knows they're awake. This is the hardest part to hear. When kids watch their parents fight, the first place their brain goes is themselves. They start connecting dots that aren't even there. Dad came home stressed. Mom brought up money. The fight started, and the child thinks, I went on that school trip last week. Maybe I made things worse. They're not being logical. They can't be. Their brain isn't built for that yet. They just know that they live in this house, and things in this house don't feel okay. Somehow, they feel responsible. And they never say this out loud. They just carry it quietly. This guilt that follows them everywhere, this feeling that if they were just easier, less expensive, less of a problem, everything at home would be better. That feeling doesn't stay in childhood. It follows them into adulthood, into every relationship they ever have. You've seen this child, or maybe you were this child. The moment tension rises in the house, they become extra helpful, extra quiet, extra good. They bring mom water she didn't ask for. They clean their room without being told. They crack a joke at exactly the right moment to make everyone laugh. People call them mature, thoughtful, so grown up. What they actually are is a child who learned that conflict is dangerous and decided it was their job to stop it. They become the emotional caretaker of the entire house at 8 years old, and that becomes who they are everywhere they go. The friend who's always holding everyone together, the partner who can never just relax, the adult who can't leave a room without first making sure everyone in it is okay. They've been doing that job since they were a child, and nobody ever told them. It was never their job to begin with. Here's where it gets really important. The way a child sees their parents love each other becomes their blueprint for what love looks like. Some of them grow up thinking conflict is just part of love, that if things are too calm, something must be wrong. So, they create drama in their own relationships, without knowing why. They feel more comfortable when things are a little chaotic, because that's what love felt like growing up. And then there are the ones who go the complete opposite way. They avoid any kind of conflict so aggressively that they can't have a single honest conversation with their partner. They agree with everything. They swallow every feeling. They will do anything to never become what they watched growing up. Both of these people, the one who recreates the conflict and the one who runs from it completely, are being controlled by the same memory, something they watched as a child that nobody ever sat down and explained to them. So we all know that couples fight, and that's just real life. The goal was never a home with zero conflict. What matters is what your child sees happen after the conflict. Do they see repair? Do they see two people come back together? Do they see an apology that's real? Because a child who watches their parents fight and then watches them work it out learns something that will change their entire life. That conflict doesn't have to destroy things. That love can survive hard moments. But if all they ever see is the fight, and never what comes after, they grow up believing that's just how love ends. with someone losing, with something breaking. And the simplest thing you can do, after a hard night, is go to their room, sit on the edge of their bed, and say, "Things that got loud tonight had nothing to do with you. We're okay." That's it, because the story they're telling themselves is almost always so much worse than what actually happened. Look, no home is perfect. No relationship is without its hard moments. And this video was never about making you feel like every argument has permanently damaged your child. It hasn't. Children are resilient in ways that will genuinely surprise you. But resilience isn't the same as unaffected. They felt it, they heard it, they lay awake trying to make sense of it, and somewhere inside them, they're still carrying a version of it. The question is just, what else are they carrying alongside it? Are they carrying the memory of repair? The proof that things can get hard and still be okay? The feeling that even on the worst nights, they were still safe? Because that's what stays, not the fight. What happened after it? How the house felt the next morning? Whether anyone came to check on them? Whether love showed up again? Even after things got hard? That's what your child will remember. Make sure it's worth remembering. That's PsychEdge. Share this with every parent who needs to hear it tonight. Drop a comment. Tell me what this brought up for you. And subscribe, because we're just getting started. See you next time.